Hello and welcome to Tuner Tips by Todderbert. In front of us, we have the Romoss RS300. This is a 231 watt-hour portable power station with a 300 watt AC and 60 watt power delivery outputs. You can find this retailing on Amazon for $199.99. I'll have links below. Black Friday's coming up. There'll be coupons. Mine had $120 off, bringing the price down to $179. Who knows, it'll be lower. It's worth every penny. And we're going to go over the features. I really like the size of this device and what it can provide the user. So let's check it out. In the box is too big to fit on camera. You get the RS300, which is great. And you get a few accessories. The first accessory is you need to charge it. If you're on the go, you get a mobile charger here. Plug this into your car's outlet. You have an output. And this provides a charge time in the car using this 55 watt adapter, about 4.5 hours from 0 to 100%. Not bad. On your road trip, get it ready to go. That cable out of the way. Next, they also give you the AC adapter so you can charge it at home. This is a 48 watt. This is, I believe, 24 volt, 2 amp? Yeah. So you got an AC adapter here. It has a little blue LED, kind of like a laptop charger, similar to that. Awesome. So you get that with it. Cool. And we'll plug that in and show it charging, which is pretty neat. And then, of course, you get your manual. Flip it open for posterity. That way, in case you lose your manual, you'll have it here in the video and everything you need to know. I think I can get it on frame here on top. So, yeah, I love this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, I've researched, and I do have another portable power station I reviewed, but this one's way better. No power sagging whatsoever that I noticed. And hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate that. There's the LCD interface and what it shows. Bingo. It shows input, how much watts are going in, how much time till charge is complete, the capacity, output, AC, DC, or USB, what watts are going out, and how much time is left on the battery. It also has a couple warning meters there. The inputs, temperature warning, and of course low voltage warning. So yeah, loving that. Over here we got some information on the side. You can see the outputs. I'll just bring this up to the camera, get a better look. You can see what you can expect. On the AC output, 300 watts. I'd keep it around 100, 150 just to preserve the battery. Peak 600 watts. That's just like maybe a startup when you're starting up something of higher power. But 300 watts is what they want you to max out at. There's the different inputs. You can actually hook up a solar panel, and that's neat. We'll talk about that. So there's your specs. We're almost done. I think we can get this pretty quick because it's multilingual. Yeah, that's it. And it goes right to cleaning. So, common questions. So let me see if I can just get that without too much reflection. Bink. You can just freeze frame that if you have to. And that is it. Yep. Okay, manual done. Let's check out the device. The Romoss RS300. I gotta watch where I put stuff. We're gonna be doing some demonstration here, and I got a bunch of wires I'm gonna be plugging in. So, all right. Let's go over features of this tinky little guy. Now, I like it because it's really compact. Right away dimensions. We're 7.5 inches in length going across here. Our height is 5 3/4 of an inch, and our depth from front to back is the same, 5 3/4 inches. So it's kind of a cube form factor. I like it, and it stacks. It's got spots up here and on the bottom so they fit and it won't slide off. So if you want to buy more than one, more power to you. You can stack these, hook up solar panels, and you could be out off the grid for quite a long time using this, and it is amazing. So there's a dimension. It weighs 6 pounds or 2 3/4 kilos. So it's not too bad to maneuver for 6 pounds. I mean, I think some of my radios can weigh up to 6 pounds. The ones with LED cells in them. Yeah. So, okay, right away you can see it's a plastic enclosure here. And then we got these rubber bumpers here for protecting the corners. It's kind of nice. They say it gives a 1 meter drop resistance. I don't know if I'd want to drop this to find out, but I could see they took a little care into making it compact and tight and fitting. Everything seems to be pretty solid. I can see it withstanding a little bit of a jostle, so that's good. So on the left-hand side, we have a flashlight. Awesome, 1 water. Looks like it's got some optics there. I'll show you how it turns on in a second. It has SOS mode as well. We have ventilation here. You can see it's through ventilation going across to the right-hand side, you can see we got two 40mm fans that draw the air in to keep the AC inverter cool, or the BMS battery management system cool as well. And I believe there's an solar charger MPPT, a maximum power point tracking system installed here to keep it cool as well. That controls the voltage regulator for the solar panel. Pretty neat. So there's that. Rockin'. Going to the front here, let's see what we got. Well, actually, I should tell you, when I looked in through the side here, I don't think you're going to see it, but there I can see the battery pack. And I was able to read numbers on the batteries. I was able to determine that the internal lithium-ion battery pack is 24 2600 milliamp hour cells, 18650s. So there's 4x6 setup. Pretty neat. So you got 24 batteries in there, just if you're curious. Some people want to know. Like I said, it has a built-in MPPT solar regulator and BMS with 8 protection features. Awesome. So you don't have to worry about a fire hazard. Something goes wrong. There's a lot of short circuit protection, over voltage, under voltage. Anything you can manage, it handles. It handles it very well, by the way. Going to the top, flip this up real quick. We got a handle. It's really nice. Flip up. And it sits flush for a reason, because you can stack. There's the corners, and it matches. So we'll repeat here. It matches the bottom base of this unit, so it locks in. So if you want to stack a unit on top of here, it won't slide off. Excellent. And heat generated exits the sides, not the top. So it's a perfect, I like that. It's just a perfect setup. And this handle is very convenient to carry this little cubed power station. All right, going back to the front. Now there's different models. There's RS500, I think, and I think they've got 1000, RS1000. So this is the beginner model. Entry level, good for people starting out. But I'll be honest with you, for us tuner guys who have radios and flashlights and small portable items, this is enough. This is plenty. We just need to invest in a nice solar panel, which I'll get to on this channel. I do want to do solar panels too as well, because they're portable and they're power, and they can charge a lot of devices, plus these things, which is fantastic. Because this definitely needs solar if you're off the grid for a long period of time, and you can't charge it with your car. You don't want to run your car battery down. Solar is the way to go. Renewable resource, love it. Gotta like that. So it's a smaller form factor. They say it's smaller and lighter than a lot of the ones out there. And I have to say, yes, I agree. Okay, we'll keep going here. Got built-in handle, flashlight switch. So you get this little switch up here, turns our flashlight on, boom. And if you press and hold and release, you get your SOS mode, rocking away there. At that 1 watt flashlight, it's not too bad. Lights up the darkness, what we need here. Light it up again, turn it off again. There you go. All right, so, and then of course here we got a DC output, 12 volts, 10 amps. So you can plug something in there and have a nice 12 volt output. Power, turns on your device. This is washing out on my screen here. If I turn this, you guys can read it. It's hard to read when that light will turn off, so I'll just leave it on. It's showing, it's going to display all information. When there's nothing hooked up to it, it's showing battery capacity. And then this is the output right here, and how much time we had left on the battery, and when we're drawing power. So it's drawing 1 watt, and it says it's got 230 hours on here, drawing 1 watt. So, but it'll show more information here shortly. Cool. All right, so our input, 12 volts to 28 volts. That is spectacular. Good thing about this, it supports through charging. So you can hook up a bunch of USB devices and hook up an input. It'll charge your device's full power on each of these, which is amazing. And of course, it'll take through charging in as well. So if you have 48 watts going in, you could be charging 48 or more watts out, which is fantastic. Of course, you'll run your battery down quicker, but it depends on what you're using to charge the device. If you have an 80 watts going in, and you're only pulling 60 watts, well, then your battery's slowly going to charge, and you're still going to have that through power, which is what most people want. So yeah, you can hook up your chargers. I showed you the DC input from the car. We'll charge this thing in 4.5 hours. If you're using an 80 watt output solar panel, 3.25 hours. And if you're using the 48 watt AC adapter I showed you, do it in 5.5 hours, which is enough for me. Definitely. So USB, we have outputs here. We have 2 of them, Qualcomm 3.0, 18 watts each max, and they will do that side by side. It's not a typical power bank. This thing does a lot more than just that. We're going to demonstrate that. So you have 18 watts here, 18 watts here. So 5 volts I believe it, I don't know if it's a little bit more. It might be, yeah, 5 volts, 3 1/4, 3 4/10 of an amp, 9 volts at 2 amps, and 12 volts at 1.5 amps. And same down here, 5 volts, 3 1/4, 3.4 amps, 9 volts, 2 amps, 12 volts, 1.5 amps again. And the power delivery port, it's output only. Now, I do like that it's output only, because I'm going to use this to charge power banks. Yes, it makes sense to use a power station to charge your power banks. Then use those power banks to charge other things. It's spectacular. What a good thing. Sometimes you'll plug in a power bank and it'll try to charge this. And you don't want that. You want to charge the power banks. Perfect. This is perfect for that, having an output only PD 60 watts. So again, smart feature. Some people might think, oh man, I wish that was an input. I did it when I first got it. I wish that was an input, but then after playing with this and using it a lot, no, I like this being output only. So we'll show that in action too as well. Power on that one, again, it's all printed on the bottom, which I'll show you in a moment, and it was in the manual. This Type C outputs 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts at 3 amps, 12 volts at 3 amps, 15 volts at 3 amps, and 20 volts at I believe 3 amps. It's amazing. That's how you get your 60 watts on the PD. So beautiful. Power delivered on this whole unit was 36,762 milliamp hours, or a total of 188.95 watt hours at 5 volts, 2 amp consistent output, giving it around an 81% efficiency. Now it could be a little higher because I didn't know this doesn't turn off. And it takes 12 hours for it to turn off, so it might have a little bit of a draw with the circuit being on with nothing hooked up to it. So I didn't know that. So the watt hours might be a little higher, but slightly. So just to know that. AC. So over here we hit the button for AC. Quick press on, and our AC is active. And we can demonstrate right now. Just unplug the light to the right, and we'll bring that cord over, and we'll plug it in here. You'll get to see this thing in action here. Let's see what we can. So it's a 75 watt incandescent light bulb. No dim, which is great. Get that locked in there. And if I could show you what it's displaying, there you go. So it's displaying 82 watts going out, and a time limit of running this inverter 2.6 hours on the AC, running an 80 watt bulb. So there you go. Yeah, the light goes on once you hit these buttons. It'll go off there in a moment, and I'll be able to see what we're doing. So yeah, there's the AC. And of course, you'll want to turn the AC off when you're not using it. There we go. Plug it in over here again. All right, so anything else about the unit I can talk about? So yeah, a lot of information on that display, which you're going to see in a little bit. In action. We're going to start hooking things up to this bad boy. This is just fantastic for off the grid, fantastic for us radio tuners. It's an investment, but it's worthy. I mean, I talk about inexpensive power banks all the time, but this is just fantastic what it does. So let's get busy hooking it up. So, all right. So I'm going to turn this like this so we can get stuff on the table. And I'm just going to bring this back a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up some bigger items to it. We're going to push the limits of this power bank, and then we're going to see if we can't get a reading right off of here, because I noticed it was super accurate, this display, compared to using my meters here. So the first thing we're going to do is start hooking up some items. So the first I want to grab is the big bad boy here. We're going to grab the Crave Power Pack. So this has a 60 watt in and out power delivery of 60 watts. That's just amazing. So I'm going to be able to power this up using this. So we're going to hook up a meter so you can see that happening without using the other meter. So we're going to just plug this in. Bear with me. Power delivery. And I'm just going to try to snake this cable up here so you guys can see what numbers are showing. And then we're going to plug this right over here into our 60 watt. And there we go, it turned on. Yay, we should be charging. Lights are going, showing it flashing. Now we're charging. Beautiful. And you can see what we're pulling here. We're pulling, 20 volts, 3 amps, and a total of almost 60 watts right there. 58.5 watts. Beautiful. And now we're going to hook up some more stuff, right? Let's do it. And hey, the lights went off. I'll probably go back down and hook up more stuff. But look what else I got. I got a Romoss Sensate Plus. And this is a quick charge, which is nice. So this is going to go 9 volts at 2 amps, right? So I'm going to plug it in, I think here. Yeah, let's see if this works here. Plug it in the bottom. Okay, this should light up. That should change color. There we go. Showing we're doing the 9 volts, 2 amps. There you are. So I'm just going to, yeah, things falling there. I'm just going to move this aside. You know this is going. Just kind of keep this, try to get it all in the frame so you can see all the lights, everything in action, right? It's all fun. Get this displayed again. There we go. So yeah, it's pulling some wattage here at the moment. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hook up some more. I'll get another port there. So I don't have another meter to show you, but I do have an iPad over here. And this iPad, let's see, let me get it in the frame here. It has 50% charge on it. I'm going to see if I can't get it into view. It's probably going to fall off the table, so I'll just move it off to the side a little bit. And we're going to plug that wire just right directly up on top here. There we go. And I was showing it's charged. If you guys can see that. We're charging. Yeah, there it is. So cool. Now, here's the fun part. So I'm just going to set this iPad down out of the way. What I'm going to do now is we're going to keep all this stuff hooked up. And we're going to slide it over. Because we're trying to figure out how to do this all on camera because this is a lot going on. We're going to look at that display. So that display is showing capacity 100%, good. 86 watts going out. Expect 2.5 hours of runtime charging all these devices. Pretty amazing. Got all these going. And of course, don't forget the wattage coming out from the iPad. The iPad's probably pulling 2 amps as well. So just to give you an idea, that's how we're getting to the 87 watts of power. Now the fun part, we're almost done demoing this. I think this is fantastic because I love the idea of battery backup, doing it that way and then having these backups to your main station. We are going to hook up the AC adapter to show you through charges. Yes, we are. We're going to have fun here. So I'm going to prep this while we're watching those little numbers. Yeah, so you're thinking about what you could use this for? Yeah, there's a lot of uses. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, plug this in there. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so we got to go to the input. We got to go snake it through all these cables here. This is great. Fantastic. Okay, so I just hooked up the AC input. We're going to plug it here in a second. Okay. AC power is connected. Light went on. Okay, so it's 48 watts going in. I don't know what the display is going to say, but these should not have dropped. These should still be rocking. As you can see, they are. And I'm going to bring this up just a little bit to see if we can get the information. Okay. So let's see, it says input. All right, do I not have it plugged in all the way? Okay, I think I have something unplugged. Give me 1 second. It does do through charging. Let's see, maybe I'm drawing too much at the moment. It's just, I know it did it and I was all excited. So let's pull off that one. Okay, power's hooked up. Input is in. Okay, here we go. We'll try it this way. We're going to run it unmetered here. Turn this up. Unplug. Might be a certain way because it does do through charging. I know that for a fact. Okay, I know why it's not doing it. Because it's not 99%. It's fantastic. That's why it's not going. It's only going to take a charge when it needs it. Hello. So I'm just going to plug this stuff back in. Why not? Let's have some fun. And I'm going to fade to black, and I'm going to come back and show you it does through charge. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I got things hooked up. This is pretty cool. I have the AC inverter engaged along with all those DC inputs. And my reading I'm getting, as you can see, is 164 watt output using all these devices at once. No sag on the voltages. As you can see, 60 watt power delivery still rocking out, 20 volts, 3 amps. My Romoss is still charging. You can see there 9 volts, 2 amps, and I have the iPad still hooked up charging, along with the 75 watt bulb on the AC running. So now we're at 96% on the battery. We should take a through charge. Let's look it up and see what happens. So we're going to plug in the AC adapter. All this going on. And as you can see now, of course, since we're below 100% capacity, it's going to start taking a charge. Right now it's taking a 48 watt input. There you go. It's giving hours to take the charge. Of course, it's kind of fighting a losing battle because it's outputting 165 watts and only importing 48. So you get the idea. This is pretty amazing what this is doing. Pretty excited. It's doing all this with no problems whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and we can just quick tap this AC off. It's kind of nice to turn on and off the light. Neat for like a small coffee maker. It doesn't take a lot of power. Let me see if I can get unplug this. It's a tight fitting AC. That's good. I do like the dust, kind of water resistant cover here. There you go. And we'll finish this up here. We'll just unplug everything. Let me get this plugged back in. Okay, and as you can see, the water should have dropped. Now it's showing 87 watts going out. Expect a lapse of 2.3 hours left on the battery. But we are still taking a charge of 48 watts. Awesome. So we'll start unplugging these devices. We'll go watch the power drop. Plug the iPad's unplugged. Okay, cool. That is just so neat. And then we're going to set this down here so I get some of the stuff out of the way. I said it's cable crazy around here. This Romoss Sense8 power bank is really cool. Get yourself a couple of these along with this power station and you're rocking. Yeah. That or the one I just reviewed, the PEA 30, the 30 watt power delivery deal. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and unplug the Crave because the Crave should still be running. Now it is nice this light goes out and it just uses the LCD. Another nice thing about this LCD is it can be read in direct sunlight. Kudos. They have a lot of these inexpensive power stations out there that have like a weird, inverted LCD that's hard to read in direct sunlight, but this one is not. It's just my camera can't pick it up unless I have it on a certain angle there. But as you can see, we're still taking the input, hoping that the once I unplug everything, it'll default back. There we go. We're gonna leave it. There we go. So now you can read it nice. So I can bring it to the camera a little bit. So as you can see, input 48 watts right there. Expect the charge time now of 1.6 hours, it looks like. So what it's saying. And then 95% of course, and then we're only delivering 1 watt for our display. So yeah, loving that. It's so cool that through charging. Especially when you're running solar onto it. 80 watts in, that's beautiful. But I couldn't believe it ran the AC along with all that DC. Beautiful. Alright. Just getting the stuff out of the way here, unplugged, and we're going to do final thoughts on the Romoss RS300. Go ahead and get this big bad boy out of here. 50,000 milliamp hour power bank. That was a good way to show off that power delivery mode. Rock on. Here it is, the Romoss RS300. Is it worth the $179 or $199, depending? Like I said, there's a lot of these out there. There's some familiar brands. Go with the familiar brand. Romoss is familiar. There's other brands out there that are familiar to you. Definitely, if you're going to be looking, you want to look for familiar. I looked at this one and I really liked the way it looked and how it handled, and I'm even more impressed because I didn't try it with the AC till now, until this video. AC running with all that DC output running, and then able to input the charge all at the same time without even the fans kicking on. They didn't kick on once. I absolutely love it. So there it is. The Romoss RS300 gets a big thumbs up all the way. If you like their products and you want to see more, subscribe at the bell icon, get notified of future reviews, because I'm going to definitely keep reviewing their products. I do love their stuff. It's all high quality. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of their stuff. It's all just built really well. Anybody that's bought one of these knows that you're holding it and just using it compared to other brands out there. Yeah, it's quality all day long. You might see a similar design like this, similar cabinet, similar, but I think the internals are different because this one looks put together really nice on the inside. And of course, you saw it handled the power. No problems with the power. That's what matters. Let them know what you think about the Thunder RS300. Is it for you? I mean, I think it's perfect. Compact, easy to hang, grab, go for the weekend. Yeah, I would definitely want this with me for a weekend outing, especially if I had a solar panel. That would even be icing on the cake. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Take care, and we'll see you in my next video.